Good afternoon, welcome along. I've forgotten the light, bear with me, I'll be back in a moment. There we go, you can see me this time. Hello and welcome along. It is an afternoon live stream, a game that I'm expecting to be very exciting. I mentioned it yesterday when we had probably our first dud of the tournament, if we're being honest, of our live streams. It wasn't a good game between Italy and Croatia, albeit we had drama at the end and I was the only one to predict it right. But today we've got a game between the Netherlands and Austria, which I think is going to be really good. And actually the events at the end of last night, I think might have helped this game because the Netherlands now know they're through, but a win will get them second so they can go all out for it. Austria know they need a result and they're through. I think this is going to be really good fun. I'm hoping we're going to have a big battle for second and a big bit of fun. So fingers crossed. You never know. If Poland can produce a shock against France, you may well see a group winner here, but I don't think that's going to happen somehow. As always, before I say hello to everyone, let me get the two quick questions in. Which game are you watching of the two here as they're simultaneous? And more importantly, what are your score predictions? And then a bit later on, we'll do the same with the 8 PM games and find out what you're going for. But for now, Group D, what are your score predictions? Netherlands, Austria, France v Poland. What are we thinking for this game? Welcome along to Liam, Steve, Guna, Harvey, Nomadic, Sai, lovely to see you all in. Nomadic's watching the Netherlands. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. Harvey can hardly say good evening in this heat. We've got one of those standing air conditioner units, which I can't put on during these times because it's too loud when recording, editing or any of this stuff. But I've given it a 15-20 minute blast just before. It's cooled the room down about 10 degrees, but by the end of the game, it will be sweltering again. I can assure you of that. Dan, welcome in. 2-0 to the Netherlands. Bold prediction, that one. Steve watching the Netherlands game. Everyone seems to be. Is anyone watching France-Poland? Let me put it that way. Is anyone watching that game of the lot? You went for 2-2 in this game and 3-0 to France. See, I've gone a little bit lower scoring today. I've gone for 1-0 to France. I think they've not looked great and they don't need to do much other than win. Now Mbappe starting, maybe I'll give them a second, but I still went 1-0. Netherlands, Austria, I've gone 3-1 in this one. I think it's going to be the big one of the day. And I'll get to my evening predictions a bit later. But basically, I need a correct score. Or I need a couple of first goal scorers to get me above Jake in the table tonight. Dan, I think that's a bit harsh on Mbappe. I mean, he set up the goal for the winner in the first game and then missed the second game for injury. As Austria are in the box early on, cut across on Arnautovic, slices his kick. Half a yard behind him, but already we've seen more attacking intent here in the first 2 minutes than we did in most of the first half in the other game. Austria flying the fullbacks forward, ball across the box from one to the other. And we're going to see this, and this is why I think this is going to be such a good game. Because Austria are going to press high. We know how they play under Ranić. The Netherlands are going to be rapid on the counter-attack. I just think the two styles marry up beautifully, but it's Austria getting in the wide areas early. A slightly overhit cross again to the back stick. But the intent is there, and that's all we wanted to see after last night's drab affair. Austria so far playing the entire game in the Netherlands half. Let's just see what comes of this attack. It's a poor ball, but now the Netherlands can break. This is what we were expecting. Don't quite get out this time. Harvey, you're going 2-1 Netherlands, 1-0 France. So we've got the same score on the France game. Steve, you're going 1-1 in this match and France 3-1. Nomadic 6-0 England, I suspect. Not quite what I've gone for. Croatia will be hoping so, won't they? Because, as we mentioned at the end of last night, the only way that Croatia can get through now is if England beat Slovenia by 4 or more, and if Georgia and Czech Republic both lose in their final group games. In game day 2, out of all the games so far, I've gotten 2 points. I had a terrible first day with the Scotland group. Yesterday, I had an absolute barnstormer because I got Ferran Torres first scorer. I got the perfect score right at the end for Croatia-Italy. I've closed the gap on Jake at the top to 2 points. Sai's in third, but he's away back. But it only takes a couple of goal scorers and you've got it done. Gareth will definitely be playing for the 1-0 then. I've actually gone, I'm not going to give away my score just yet, but I've gone for Slovenia to score first tonight, which might not be a bad thing for England the way it's gone so far. Jambo, good evening. Good to have you in. Yeah, I know what you meant, Liam. 3-0 France and 3-3 this game. I tell you what, I hope you're right, Liam, from a neutral point of view. I would love to see a 3-3. Dan, what about the Scots going out a few days ago? Yeah, it was a disappointing one, but I don't think it's as doom and gloom as people have made out. But of course, we understand that there's going to be emotive reactions in the first few days. I've stopped looking at the table. Yeah, Steve, you normally beat me by a point in a championship predictions every week, and now you're dragging behind in this one a little bit. You've had a bad tournament so far. The final watch-alongs for the group. So the last one tomorrow, 5 p.m. again. We're going to be live here. Ukraine v Belgium. It's the group where everyone's on 3 points. I've got to go for it. I've got to go for it. So I'm going for Ukraine, Belgium. We'll keep an eye on both games. I just think that might be the more attacking of the two. What site do you do these predictions on? So the predictions for this tournament are on the official UEFA gaming app. We made a little league. There's a link in the Discord somewhere. I'm sure someone can find it. But yeah, it's just in the official UEFA gaming app. And then during the season, we'll be back on the YouTube Championship predictions. Which is a shame because Bolton could have been in them. They were one game away from being in them next year. How would the England react if Serbia and Denmark both win and England fall to third? Can I be completely honest, Liam? There'll be meltdown here. There'll be meltdown in the media. There'll be meltdown with the fans that watch those sorts of overreactive media as your TalkSport Sky. Can I be honest? I couldn't care less. We're through with a game to spare. He can put out his reserves tomorrow, finish third. I mean, the worst position for us to finish is second. We'll be facing Germany, the hosts. If we finish first or third, I couldn't care less. Into the box from Austria. Oh, big own goal. Big own goal. It's about the third or fourth time that Austria have got in behind on that left-hand side. Really good work from them again. They're playing excellent football. It's enjoyable to watch. But this time, the first two, he sort of dinked it up to the back post and overhit them massively. This time, just dragged it across the box low. The defender sliding in. And Harvey, absolutely. How many own goals in this tournament? There's loads of them. But it's Prass again. He's got in about 4 times down that left in 6 minutes. It's the third cross he's put in, and this one goes low. I mean, the defender's unfortunate. He's sliding in. Is it Mallon working his way back? He slides in. He can't do much about that. He's got to get something on it. It's unfortunate, but we saw this with the Netherlands. They conceded first against Poland. But Ralf Rangnick's up for it. Austria are flying. And you know what? They've deserved it at the start. They've been excellent. The Netherlands will be wishing they didn't have Stuart Atwood on VAR the other night now. AA, good evening. Good to have you in. I hope you're well. You've gone for 2-1 for the Netherlands. Well, you've got the one right already. And you expect England to draw 1-1. That wouldn't shock me tomorrow. I was torn between 1-1 and another scoreline. So as it stands, the Netherlands are now top. That's not right either. The live standings they've just put up on the table are not right at all. That's all over the place. Let's not worry about that. Let's catch up with the rest of the chat. Moyes to England. That won't happen. Such an emphasis on first scorer. Yeah, I have mentioned that. It's really overweighted, the first goal scorer a bit, isn't it? Getting away down the right again with Arnautovic, Austria, but this time just stands on the ball and it's a chance to get away. Don't remind me, Ian Everett. Yeah, how is he still in a job? I'm so surprised by that. The way your side have crumbled in both playoff campaigns and the fact that you've not got in the top 2 with the budgets at those times. Yeah, Harvey, that was all over the shop. It's because the BBC brought up a graphic that was just completely wrong. There we go. Now we've got the live standings. Austria top on 6, France on 5, Netherlands on 4, Poland bottom on 1. But if France get a goal, that will obviously put them top. Netherlands in third. That could be interesting. There's a lot of own goals, isn't there, Harvey? Is that the 7th? I think it's the 7th own goal, is it? Got 2 Who Am I's today, 1 each half. Jambo, sounds good to me. We'll do a free sticker pack opening as well in the second half. We've got 11 to go before we can send off, so hopefully we'll be done. Jambo, do you know what? That's the first time I've had to been told this tournament. I've done really well so far. I'm blaming the heat for my crumbling. Well done, you. Thank you for doing my admin as always. I need to get someone in charge of this, really. I need to employ a score checker. But yeah, I've done quite well this tournament so far on that. I used to be horrendous at it on the Europa nights, and I'm sure I will be again next season. Although I must say, I'm not looking forward to the Europa nights quite as much next season with 3 of the traditional big boys in there. It's 3 of the old big 6, isn't it? To be fair, Liam, it is the UEFA official feed, isn't it? So I don't think BBC are actually at fault, much like the missed goal for ITV the other day. Ball across the box from Mallon. He's trying to make amends, but it's just behind him. You chose Depay first scorer. I can't actually remember. I think I might have gone Grilic again just for the crack because I've done it 3 times now. Luton have just released an interview, the final farewell with Luke Berry. That's going to have me emotional later. Right, let's see who I went for as the first scorer. I'll give you my evening predictions with that as well. Jambo, I'd be down. As it stands, Hungary are through. Yeah, they're going to be reliant on those results tonight and on tomorrow night for the Group E ones as well. Group F, sorry. Luton Daniel Eddy, what's going on? Yeah, Jack Wharton's going to Dundee United. That's why we've got the friendly, Jambo. It's part of the deal. He's going permanently. They're having a decent summer. I think they'll stay up next year. Wharton is the upgrade they've been waiting for years on Benji Siegrist, isn't it? Right, first scorer today. Did I go for... Please say I went for Austria. No, I went for Van Dijk. First game, I didn't go for Austria to score first, and of course they've done it. France 1-0. I've gone for a Giroud goal, thinking he would start with Mbappe out. I don't think he is now, is he? And Netherlands 3-1. I've got the Austria bit right, but if they score again, I'm in trouble. Siegrist wasn't bad in real life. He was awful in FM. He wasn't even awful. He was just so inconsistent. Nomadic joined the league very late. Didn't know all the first scorer stuff existed. Don't have to worry about that. It's so heavily weighted. I mean, that Ferran Torres one yesterday's done me a treat. Jambo's got the first Who Am I out of the evening. Come and get involved in that if you can. Thank you, everyone, for coming along. We're on the last couple of days of the multi-stream trial as well, so it will just be back to Twitch from this weekend's watch along, so pop on over if you haven't before. Let me pin the Who Am I to the top of the chat. Only Fuchs I know is Christian. Yandro is Old Dundee United. Where did he go in the end in England? Was it Huddersfield, I'm thinking? I think I'm making that up. I'm sure it was somewhere else. So Yuri Tielemans, Yandro Fuchs, Yusuf Attal. This is a niche one, Jambo. Nabil Bentaleb and DeAndre Yedlin. It's making me think Spurs and Newcastle or Sunderland in that era. Never heard of these players. I mean, there's a couple of niche ones there. I'll give you that. No, I mean, Yusuf Attal, I know nothing about other than FM. I'm pretty sure he was at Nice in FM, so I'm assuming that's where he is still. Or that's where the link's going to be for that. Which could be then the procession of players that went with... I mean, immediately based on that, I'm going for Kasper Schmeichel because Yuri Tielemans as well, but I've no idea about any of the others, and I can't imagine they are, but it's the first name I can think of, so I'll go for it. A Belgian Spurs player. Yeah, that's an interesting shout. Vertonghen, also a good shout. Maybe Alderweireld then, if not Vertonghen, as the Netherlands in for a cross, and that's a terrible finish. Oh, really poor. He's gone completely across it. It's a good opportunity. Thank you all for coming in your numbers again today already. You have Austria in a 1-1, Si. I'm just trying to put the links together, Jambo, because Attal, I'm presuming, then is Nice. Tielemans is going to be a difficult one. Someone who's played at Nice and in Scotland. I don't think John's in yet, which is why we're getting away with it. I will give you my predictions quickly for later as well while I've got the app open. And now this is an interesting call. You might have a few strong opinions on this. I've gone for Denmark 2, Serbia 0, which maybe isn't a strong opinion in itself. I've played my double booster on that game. I've gone for Denmark to beat Serbia as my banker. Make of that what you will. England, Slovenia, I've gone for 2-1 to England, but with Slovenia to score first. There's part of me that really thinks it'll be 1-1 though. And then tomorrow, my predictions are interesting, to say the least. I've gone for a few surprises in there, certainly when it comes to Group F. I've done exactly the same on the England game. I actually think it would suit England for Slovenia to score first, because they have to wake up. I've given up on the Euros after Scotland going out, Jambo. That's a shame. It's been a brilliant tournament so far. I'm trying to think of someone that would have played with these. Jambo, I'm going to need a clue. You're not going to watch the games, Jambo? Surely you want to support England's opposition. England don't wake up. They've proven that since the Iceland game. I'm not sure that's fair, Liam, because one, we took the lead in that game, which is the opposite. And secondly, under Gareth Southgate in a major tournament since, we've never been on the end of a surprise shocking, to my acknowledgement. The games we've lost, Italy on penalties in the Euros final, France in the World Cup when we dominated and missed a stupid penalty, and 2018's Croatia, where again we were ahead. In fact, all of those games. Certainly Italy and Croatia, we were ahead. I'd argue we're a better team when we're chasing. Yes, no question, Jambo. Based on the fact that the players played for Nice, surely, I'm going to go... Is it a French player? Kane's pen landed in my back garden as well. He couldn't do that if he tried again 100 times. That's the sad thing. What a time for it, though. French player, right. I thought so. It's giving me a little bit of renewed hope now. Now, the problem is, Leandro Fuchs, where on earth would he have played? I'm feeling there's got to be a Newcastle link somewhere. Was Bentaleb at Newcastle? Am I imagining? Is that my FM save? I think my FM save's doing me an odd one here. Because Bentaleb, I can't remember. And best wishes to him as well, because I think he was taken ill at France the other day, wasn't he, Bentaleb? I can't remember if he played for Newcastle. It either happened in an FM save or in real life. Bentaleb did go to Newcastle. Barry, welcome in. Yeah, it must have been a little loan or something under Bruce. I'm taking the Leicester link out. So based on Yedlin and Bentaleb can both be Newcastle. With Nice as well. A French player. I mean, recent Newcastle French players that have played for Nice. The only person I can think is Saint-Maximin. Happy Cisse's a great shout. It's got to be Saint-Maximin based on that, because that links 4 of the players. Yeah, Nomadic's following me on that viewing. He's the only one I can think that's played for both in recent seasons. I have no idea what the Leandro Fuchs link is. Maybe something earlier in the career. But it would put the rest together, wouldn't it? It is Alan Saint-Maximin. Nomadic with it as well. Well done, both of us. Tielemans at Monaco. Fuchs, France youth team. There it is. That's what. If there's one link I can't work out, I'm not worried with Jambos now, because it's normally a youth team one. As Austria playing out from the back, not with the crispest of passing, but they're getting away. That's just got into a little 5-minute lull this game. Austria have beaten the Netherlands press, and They've got a chance to get forward now, but they're playing a bit narrow at the moment. Really impressed by Austria this tournament as they work wide again. This time they're in down the right. Ben's 11 Yedlin Newcastle. Well done. I was typing that name as you said it, promise. Well done, Nomadic. Finally, my first jolts at Club Links were actually right. Austria beat us. The way we're playing at the minute, yes. But I've said this before. England at the last two tournaments, the second game was abysmal. We had the same meltdown after Scotland in the last Euros. It was the same meltdown after the USA game at the World Cup, where we were the second best team in both of them and nicked a draw. Part of me thinks that once we get out of the groups, we'll see a better performance. Got an interesting one for later, Jambo. Like the sound of that. Austria lose the ball out wide. He's gone down, but no foul given. And we're going for the big switcher play. I wonder if this was just offside. We'll wait and see in a moment. Ball's cleared away. Flag doesn't go up, so it must not have been. Very direct into the box there. I would fancy Van Dijk to win those challenges most of the times. The Iran game in the World Cup gave me so much hope. I mean this politely because, look, they're a decent side. They qualified for the World Cup on right. Fair play to them. But the Iran team that we played defensively were appalling. And we struggle with teams that are solid defensively. When we've got teams coming out against us, I think we'll actually be all right. And you've got to remember in these games, before we went a goal up, we were in control of both of them. So let's not get too worried. I don't buy into the meltdown thing. I'm sure we'll be okay. I would worry about facing the host in the last 16, but if we finish first or third, I couldn't care less, to be honest. As a Welshman, I think around the quality, yeah, however you would, wouldn't you? To be fair, that tournament just came too late for Wales. It's a shame, but Bale and Ramsey both passed their peak, sorry. And you just lost a few of those players who were stars in that previous Euros run. And defensively, you'd lost a lot. I mean, that defence with Neil Taylor, Ben Davies, Ashley Williams, it was so solid. Gunter was always dependable and he was over the hill by then. Just didn't have the base to build from and didn't have the dynamism that the likes of Ramsey and Bale had back then. Yeah, the Croatia performance in 2020 was a good one, I'll give you that. But we'll see. I'll be intrigued to see what team he puts out tonight. The suggestion is only going to be one change. I'm not sure that will be. I'm hoping he might spring a surprise, but we'll see. Let me just get rid of the unpin. Oh, unpin, sorry, the who am I? Not sure how this shooting bloke keeps getting a game for the Netherlands. I said this about the Netherlands a few games ago. It's such a shame that De Jong got injured for the tournament. Because I just feel that's the area of the part they're missing. They've got a decent defence. Not sure they're playing the right combination of centre-halves. And I'm not sure they're playing the right combination of wide players at the minute. But they've got a good team, but they're really missing that controller in midfield. I've not been that impressed with Shooten. I've not been that impressed with Veerman, to be honest, either. But they've got, you look at the bench, they've got good players, but you look at all the players that can make an impact for them. Wijnaldum's maybe not fully fit and is a little over the hill, might have been a solution before. But all of their other best players are either centre-halves or wide men, with Weghorst as the target striker. Xavi Simon's not starting, but then again, they're through. So they want to give him a little rest. He's had a lot of football. And he's had little spells where he's been inconsistent. As that's a great ball through for Malen, looking to make amends, and he's dragged it wide. It's a great ball and brilliant run. That's a big missed opportunity to make amends, that. And this is what we thought with the high line, with the high press. Are they going to break in behind the Netherlands? And they are. It's just the right back who's really slow getting out here. It's a good through ball. He's got to hit the target. Score or not on your weak foot, but he's dragged it into the ground and it's narrowly wide of the post. A sign that the Netherlands are going to get chances here, though. Barry, Gallagher starting is silly, but that's probably me being biased with Wharton. I can understand why Gallagher would be the one today. He's got energy to burn regardless. I think what Southgate will probably be hoping for is Gallagher comes in, England go 2 or 3 up, and then he brings on Wharton and Mainu to give them half an hour each. But whether or not it's going to work out that way, I don't know. I doubt it. But he's always going to go for the man who's experienced in this occasion. I'm surprised. Sorry, correct nomadic. Yeah, absolutely. Not a fan of him. Belotti, yeah, Tacomo. They're having a real go, aren't they? I wonder if it will still be Roberts and Fabregas at the start of next season. Oh, that's a bit cheeky. He's caught him in the jump there, Gakpo. It's a foul against Posh this time. Gallagher isn't good enough to play for England, in my opinion, but he won't take any risks. He's not good enough to play for England in a European Championships final, but he's good enough to play for England against Slovenia and make the impact that he wants in this game. It's about energy, nothing else. It's about energy in this game. So from that point of view, I understand it. Should play for Italy without finishing, Harvey. Hey, the one chance they got at the end, they finished brilliantly. But yeah, they could do with a centre forward, couldn't they? Yeah, but Eddie, I made this argument against Serbia, and a few of us did. I think we missed him in that game. I know I'm going to sound stupid for saying that, but I think we missed him in that game. Jake, welcome in. Very well, thank you. Hope you're well as well. Junior Agogo, not heard that name in a while. Absolutely. What a player he was. He popped up in my FM09 save the other day. Where else was he? I remember him from Forest. Gogo or Caldwell. Gogo, Caldwell, McCarthy, and Tom Rogic. Now, I've immediately got a thought here. I reckon the Giggs link is an Olympics one. I really reckon it is. I think it's Scott Sinclair. No, I'm thinking it's Scott Sinclair. Will have played with a go-go. Caldwell, McCarthy and Rogic at Celtic. And I bet the Giggs won it. I bet he's taken a leaf out of the 2012 book. Gotta be. Jambo, I think so. What do you take in these two, Jake? I've gone for 3-1 to Netherlands, which is going to be a tough one from now. And I've gone for 1-0 to France against Poland, but that was before I knew Mbappe was starting. And I won't be getting any first scorers in these first 2 games, Jake, which will make you very happy, I'm sure. The Olympic team, I tell you what, I've opened a can of worms with that. We've basically covered the old team now, haven't we? Bristol Rovers, you remember him from. Let's have a look at Junior Agogo. Where was he? I remember him being part of the Forest side, I think when they went down to League One, maybe. Yeah, 06 to 08. He was there with David Johnson, I'm sure, that year. Bristol Rovers was his main spell. Barnet before that, where he had the one brilliant breakthrough year. Played a bit in the US. Played in Egypt, played in Cyprus, and played at Hibs. And played for... He played for Ghana 27 times. Blimey. I did not know that. You've taken 2-1 Austria and 2-0 France. Fair enough. I've just realised I've not selected a booster. Jay, you can still pick them. I've gone for Denmark-Serbia controversially this evening. I wonder what you'll all make of that. I think it's a big make or break decision. Let's put it that way. I've just basically gone for the game. I picked 2-0 because it worked with Germany v Hungary. Yeah, as it stands, Austria top, but I would still bank on France to get a goal today. Who am I? I've played with Marquinhos, Manolo Gabbiadini, Belotti, Rui and Drinkwater. Now, Mario Rui's the only one that I'm struggling with the career links for. The Gabbiadini link's probably from a youth loan, yeah. Absolutely. I don't really remember Rui that well, if I'm being honest. He's at Napoli now, but I wouldn't be able to tell you anything about his career before that. Hmm. A tricky one. As we reach the half an hour mark, this game's flown by. Far better than the one last night. I presume that's Marquinhos, the older PSG one, is it? If so, it's got to be someone that's it's got to be someone that's played for Roma. Belotti's played for Roma, Marquinhos for Roma. Maybe Rui played there as well. Nomadic's in with Cengiz Under. That's an interesting shout. As Austria getting out wide again. Netherlands are really vulnerable to the wide attacks here. It's got to be a Roma. Who's been at Roma for a long time in their career? Or had stints 10 years apart? That's my theory. It can't be Totti. It's got to be someone who played in the last couple of years there as well. I can't think of many who have been there for like 10, 11, 12 years. Zappacosta's an interesting shout. I was going to say El Shaarawy, but that's only because he's there now. I don't know if he was overlapping back then with people. I'll say El Shaarawy, but not with any confidence. Netherlands throw on the left-hand side, and so far, by that one brilliant chance for Malin, they've not created an awful lot, but this is some lovely footwork, and they've won another foul. Before I drive myself nuts with it, Jambo, is there a Roma link somewhere? There's got to be. Zaniolo, but again, if it's the Marquinhos link, he left Roma in what, 20... He's been at PSG for at least 10 years. Or is it someone that could have been PSG and Roma? Who's played with Danny Drinkwater and Marquinhos? Absolutely. But then on a Drinkwater one, could it be someone who's then been at Leicester or Chelsea as well? Yeah. But then, knowing Jumbo, it could have been in that little tiny loan spell at Burnley or Villa or one of the many others. Could be United youth team, couldn't it? What about Di Maria? I'll go with Di Maria because he's played for United. He's played for PSG. He's played in Italy. Let's throw Angel Di Maria in. Oh, that's a little bit late. No. I'm trying to think who else has played in Italy and in England that would have then played with Marquinhos. Makeda's an interesting shout. Again, what's the topic? So we're trying to work out Jambo's quiz, the Who Am I? So someone who's played with Marquinhos, the PSG one, Manolo Gabbiadini, Andrea Bellotti, Mario Rui, and Danny Drinkwater. Someone who's played with all of them. Welcome in over on the YouTube as well. I appreciate that. Oh. Jambo, if I've not got it right, I've just thought PSG, Danny Drinkwater, and Italian football. Moise Keane? The only one I'm not sure about is Mario Rui, if there's a link or an overlap somewhere in Italy there. Please be right. No! Ah, that's not fair. I was sure I had it. Here we go. I put it in the YouTube chat. Who am I? I've played with Marquinhos, Gabbiadini, Belotti, Rui, and Drinkwater. Florenzi from Eddie. No. Veerman hooked already. Yep. Is this a call-in break? I mean, the own goal's unfortunate. It's ironic, really, looking at the positioning of the Austria striker. If that had come off an Austria boot, that would have been disallowed. Because the Austria player basically did exactly the same thing as the Netherlands goal was disallowed for the other night. The only difference is it was Malen who took it. If that had come off an Austria player instead of Malen, that would have been offside. It's warm over there today. It's warm over here today, Jake. It's not been a cool one. It's not been pleasant recording. Ah, thank you very much for the hydrate. Appreciate that, Harvey. You wouldn't have told this was fresh out the fridge half an hour ago. It's been a drinks break in the game, so why don't I deserve one, eh? It is interesting to see Koeman make the change that quick. I mean, I mentioned it the last time we were talking about the Netherlands games with Veerman. Just, it's the one position where they've really not got that depth behind De Jong. And it's a big miss now, because obviously they haven't... If Van der Beek had gone on to have that career they thought, it would have been pretty spectacular. Ah, Jake, tonight's my favourite night. The hour between... Bruggen not decisive there. It's out behind for a corner from Ake. But tonight's my favourite night. The hour between these two matches, or these two group games, it's Hello Fresh Burger night. And it's always my favourite day of the week. We had a Korean stir fry yesterday, which, by the way, was unbelievable. But it's melt in the middle cheeseburgers tonight with sun-dried tomato paste, and I love a sun-dried tomato, so I'm going to be a happy man by the England game. And I've got the free dessert this week was lemon cheesecakes, which are also my favourites, so I'm treating myself for the England game. I'm treating myself. They're not even sponsoring me anymore this month. I'm just going for it. I can't help it with them. They're good. I've had 11 meals so far since restarting, and bar the one curry one, it's been very good. Oh, in for Austria, for Bruggen. He's dropped it. And as he fouled his man on Arnautovic there, I think he's got enough on the ball. And Depay does well to win the free kick. Verbruggen was far from convincing. The same can be said for the Netherlands offside line there. They're coming out from the corner. They're all over the shop. Arnautovic, he misses it initially. Verbruggen then just drops it under no pressure. And he does well. He gets a hand to it actually before he goes for Arnautovic. Although he is holding on to his leg for dear life before doing so. Sabitzer's initial shot was parried away, but back into the danger zone. Another position where they don't convince me in goal, to be fair. I don't know if it's a sitter because it's coming over his shoulder. I think that's quite a difficult technique, but it's a great opportunity, that's for sure. Yeah, Nomadic, get the happiness in before England ruin it. And Jake, I hope it will be a decent one. I'm surprised they didn't go big Vault up top and drop Depay deeper. I wouldn't be shocked to see Vault come on at half-time here, because I think they're going to need to play up to him, because they've got to get on the counter and they need someone to get them in. Pjanic is a great shout. I've completely forgotten who the Who Am I was, so let me go back to it. I've played with Marquinhos, Gabbiadini, Belotti, Rui and Drinkwater. Fabio Borini's an interesting shout. Can I have a one yes no question, Jambo? Is it a current player, an active player? Austria have nicked the ball again. The intensity in that middle third to win it back, and no one's closing down. Van Dijk in the end gets his knee on the shot, but run through completely unopposed there. It's Vimmer who picked it up, and he just charged through the middle. No more yes no questions. In that case, it'll be a while before we get it. Emerson's a good shout. Luca Dean's a good shout. Magic, welcome in. Austria having a good game. This was always going to be a good one. I mean, let's be honest. Malen had a brilliant chance to make it 1-1 and open it up, but Austria have been the better side overall. Having said that, the Netherlands are starting to get free kicks. It is Emerson. Well done. Marquinhos, Brazil youth team. Gabbiadini, Italy. Belotti at Palermo. Rui at Roma. Drinkwater at Chelsea. Barry, well done. That's an excellent shout. Heller was also interesting, Si. The thing I love most about the Who Am I's is some of the random names that we all come up with for guesses that just pop into our head. The Brazil youth team one through me. I'm surprised you didn't save the Brazil youth team and then Italy first team for a Jorginho one. Five to the break. Austria still on top. Netherlands just trying to get a bit of control in the game now. Van Dijk goes for a big switch. It's not a good ball, but Malen's got the run on the fullback. Not the best defending either. It's a shame Bardi own goal. He's been a bit of a threat, Malen, but then he's missed a great chance as well. That cutback's pretty decent though. Chance in the midfield. Not the most composed finish in the end. We're shooting again, I think. Straight at the defender. He was trying to go through the legs. But I will say, for Koeman, the substitution has made a difference. And that ball in behind, he might be just offside. It's a good ball regardless. Up towards Depay. Oh, it's off the post. It beat the defender who was jumping behind. The flag, I think, then does go up. Yeah, it did. Yeah, he was off by a yard. Well done, assistant referee. Well done, me. It's definitely woken the Netherlands up, though, this, hasn't it? The last 5 minutes since the sub, they've been far better. Just thinking Italian, Chelsea or Villa or Leicester. Yeah, it's a good shout. You went 2-1 Austria. I've gone for the Netherlands 3-1. So, I mean, based on the predictor app, as long as the Austria stay at 1, it doesn't really matter for the rest. I've got something decent out of it. The longer France is 0-0, I get confident. Because a 1-0 France win against Poland would be great. And if Giroud could come on and get it, that would be even better for me. A quick boring announcement as well. I did mention it in a Discord. Apparently Mbappe's just missed a sitter. I mentioned it in a Discord the other day. In July, I've got a partnership deal, an affiliate deal with Amazon affiliates for Asus and for a couple of other electronics brands as well, where I've used products before. I only plug the things that I've used and I know are good. But you'll see a few plugs there. If you click on the links and go through and buy things from Amazon, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's the thing I've linked or other things, then it gives me a little bit of commission, which helps out, which is lovely. That starts from July the 1st to the 31st. Just looking, Giroud is on the bench, so he will get to come on if need be. Yandander will be announced tomorrow. Could Frimpong do a job in midfield like Trent for England? Look completely uncomfortable in their nomadic. I don't know about that. Trent's individual performances haven't been terrible. The problem is he can't control a game in there yet because he's not comfortable enough in the position. So while he's done good things in there, he just can't control the match, which we need someone to do. They're not looking to do that today, which is why Gallagher will probably come in. I mean, if we're looking a long term, we know it's going to be probably Rice and Minor, isn't it? With Bellingham in front or Foden in front. I played Trent at left back personally, but likewise, he's never played there before. Yeah, I think that's actually the one mistake Southgate's made in this squad. The one real mistake is not taking another left back. I know there was fitness concerns, but I don't know why in a 26-man squad you don't take a Chilwell or even like a Tyrick Mitchell or someone who can play left back. And he's naturally left-footed because it just gives you the width. If you need someone to control game, then it's Morton or Minu. Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately after this tournament, those two will probably be vying for the spot alongside Rice in the team. It's probably just come 6 months too early for them. And I don't think he would have seen the decline that Calvin Phillips has had. I think even a year ago, he would have thought if Philip basically Southgate's dream scenario was Phillips went to West Ham, did okay enough, and then could have passed him for in the Euros. But it's one of those things that just hasn't worked out for him. And it's not an easy position to change there. But Gallagher will be the right fit for tonight. It's just when we get out of the groups, I wouldn't be confident with him in there either. Yeah, Steve, not terrible, not great either, exactly. Charlie Taylor, Alfie Doughty, I'd say, Steve, was statistically, I think, 4th or 5th best in the league this year. Rico Henry at Brentford. There are so many options. I'm just surprised he didn't take one more left-sided, left-footed player. But that's it. That's it. I don't really mind who it is. I'm just surprised he didn't take a left-footed player, knowing that Shaw probably wouldn't be fit. And even if you'd gambled on Shaw and Chilwell and only one of them had got fit, it would still have made a bit of sense, wouldn't it? But he seems to have a bit of a problem with Chilwell. Not sure what it is. Henry's got an ACL or he had one. Fair enough. That's a shame because he'd had a great year and a half up to that point. I knew he'd been out a bit, but I didn't know if it was a bad injury. If he starts Wharton and we lose, he'll get crucified. That's it. I think nomadic, that's the hope, isn't it? Start Gallagher, have a dream day, get 2 or 3 up, and then give both Miner and Wharton half an hour each and say, play for your spot in the last 16. If one of you really stands out, you can have a go. But he can't win. That's the problem, Southgate. Unless we win the tournament, he cannot win. And even if he wins the tournament and we've been awful, he'll still get criticised. Down the right, Austria go again. It's a great touch from Aki. Really crucial touch. Because it could be 2-0 before the break. There's still a set piece to defend here. But Austria, I've got to say, and I mentioned it so many times in these last 2 major tournaments, the width is the thing that's getting teams. They cannot handle quick attacking play out in wide areas, and Austria are brilliant at it. I would too if I was Ake, to be honest. I mean, the midfield protection is pretty much non-existent for the Netherlands here. I'm really surprised they still play De Vrij over, particularly the way the Netherlands are playing. I would have thought Van der Ven would have suited them just because he's electric, or De Ligt because he's that commanding presence. As this ball goes into the box, I also wouldn't have been shocked to see De Ligt playing a holding role for them, but I know he's not had a great year or two. But again, as Nomadic says, if he plays Minu from the start tonight and we're poor, it'll get absolutely slated. And so will then Minu. It is half-time. It's 1-0 to Austria. It's been a poor Netherlands performance, but Malen, after his own goal, did have a great chance to equalise and spanned it wide of the post. Austria have had a couple of opportunities to get into. It's been an interesting game. I wouldn't say it's been full excitement, but it's been good enough. It's been tactically intriguing. And Austria have shown a lot of intent. And you've got to say as well, to be fair, as the doorbell's going, the Netherlands have done much better since the sub, which Koeman was bold enough to make early. Good afternoon, Scotty Mac. Good to have you in. Jake, I'm disappointed with him playing Gallagher, it must be said. In this game, I'm not disappointed, Jake. I've got to be honest. In this game, I completely understand it for what we need to do. If he then plays in the last 16 game from the start, depending on who we're playing, obviously, but if we play a top side, I'd be disappointed if he started in there. I'd like someone who can offer a bit more control. So today, I would say get Gallagher in. If you can get a couple of goals up, give Rice a little rest because he really struggled the other night. He looked knackered. Get Gallagher off after an hour or so once he's done his job. Or Bellingham, whichever way you want. Put Gallagher in his Chelsea role then. And then get Minu and Wharton half an hour. No. Rules on here, Magic. Never show a game you're invested in. I once did a Luton watch along during the COVID era when we couldn't go to the games and I hated it. When I'm watching games I'm invested in, I just want to be able to watch them in detail. So no, I'll never do live stream watch alongs of England or of Luton. So we'll be live for this one today, and then we'll be live 5 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to do Group E, which will be... Sorry, just seeing the point there. Group E, which will be Ukraine v Belgium. Yeah, for the big game, Barry, I wonder if he'll do that. I'd be very surprised if Gordon didn't get a run today. I feel like he deserves one. See what he can get out of the wide areas. Guna, good afternoon. Good to have you in. Lovely to see all the familiar faces in. We'll be taking our half-time break in a couple of minutes. Almost out of drink on a hot day, and I can't be having that. I don't know, Scott. England players overrated. I think as a squad we're overrated. When people are saying we're favourites, and you look at France on paper, you look at some of these sides on paper, we're overrated in that sense. Defensively, I've said it before, Kyle Walker is world class on his day. We've got a solid Premier League keeper, not a brilliant one. We've got, at our best, 2 good centre-halves, but only one of them's here. We've not got a left-back fit at all. I would argue our defence, as it lines up at the moment, with Stones half fit and uncertainty on the left side, is an average Premier League defence. That's my opinion. Well, Rashford is not in the squad, unfortunately, so that's not going to happen, is it? But I was a little surprised that one of Rashford or Grealish wasn't taken, because, again, we're talking about half of the squad changing from the last tournament. And just in taking, like, a Chilwell or someone of that ilk at left back, just by taking either Grealish or Rashford, you just add that little bit more experience in, especially if you're then just going to sit Gordon on the bench anyway. It doesn't make any difference. So yeah, I would say, Scott, defensively we're average, but you can't say that going forward, because Rice was one of the best midfielders in the Premier League this year. In fact, I'd go as far as saying that the central midfield role, he was the best, but he's playing in a different role for England because we've not got defensive protection in there. I would argue Bellingham, for the first half of the season, was one of the best players in the Spanish league. Wasn't so great towards the end of the year. He faded a bit. Foden was the best player in the Premier League this season. Who else have we got in there that I've missed? Kane was the top scorer in the Bundesliga. Saka was brilliant for Arsenal, again in the second half of the season. So I don't think we can say going forward we're not a brilliant team, but defensively, we're an average Premier League defence without Maguire and Shawfit. There's no doubt in that. With them, we're a good Premier League defence. Bergie, welcome in. Good to have you along. Guna, Austria have been good, but Netherlands have been horrendous. Yeah, I will say, though, since they've made that sub with 10 minutes to the break, they've looked a lot better, albeit still vulnerable to the counter-attacks out wide. They have looked a lot better in terms of starting to control the game and go forward. I'm not sure that my 3-1 prediction is going to be on point. It's going to take some turnaround to create that. They're just missing a central midfield. I mean, you give the Netherlands England's midfield. Forget about the third one. Give them Rice and Bellingham or Rice and Foden, and this Netherlands team would win the tournament. I give them Frankie de Jong fit, they'd probably have a good chance of winning the tournament. They've just not got the quality in there. And maybe in goal they're a little short as well. Ake has been impressive this tournament. I think Ake is a brilliant defender. I thought he was excellent at Bournemouth. He's been brilliant for City. And a bit like Grealish, and that's why I'm surprised that he didn't get taken to the Euros. I know he's not played a lot for Pep this season, but when they have the big games against the big opposition or the ones they're worried about, and they need to be disciplined, he normally gets a start, and that applies to Ake as well. Dylan, good evening. Good to have you in. I hope you're well, pal. I'm not Southgate's biggest fan, but what annoys me is when people just intentionally want to misquote him. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Calvin Phillips role, exactly that. He was arguing we need someone in that position so we can release Rice. But then I've got to be honest, on the flip side of that, Bergie, that's what really surprises me about him not taking Barkley. Someone who's played for him before, who's experienced in that role for Luton this year and done it magnificently. I know we went down, but that was largely because he got injured in the 2 crucial games at the end. I was a little bit surprised that he didn't take... Again, I'm talking about that bit of experience in the squad. And that would have allowed Rice and Barkley to go at separate times, as Barkley and Lokonga did for us. So that's where the slight surprises come. But I still think the first game after the groups, Mainu will start. That's my opinion. Big Val isn't short. Bit short up front. Yeah, you've taken that literally, haven't you? It could be worse as I feel rough at the moment. Oh dear. Is that due to the heat or for other purposes? Hopefully just a bit of the heat. I've got to say the aircon's kept the room cool for about an hour. It's back down to 25 degrees today rather than the 30 we were dealing with last night. But yeah, Jake, I can understand that view, but I think they've got enough of a goal threat in that team. And Val's not a bad striker to have on the bench, honestly. Right, I've just realised we're about 6 minutes from the end of the half-time break. So as we always do, I'm going to run and do a quick drink top-up because I'm going to need one in the second half. Make sure you go and top your drinks up too. Fluids are important today. Get yourself a snack, bit of sugar in so you don't pass out from the heat. And hopefully, Dylan, get the hay fever tablets out. Could just be the pollen count. There you go. I'm sounding really old now. We're talking about the pollen count on live streams. We're going to take 3 minutes off just to stand in front of a fan for a minute and top up the drink. I might just stand in front of the fridge. Have a good one. I'll see you in 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the second half. Plenty more to come. I'm loving the chat as always. I'll see you in 3 moments. Only 14 degrees, Scott. You lucky, lucky man. See you in 3. And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us. I hope you've all got a lovely cold beverage out the fridge, ready to go for the second half, because it's a warm one. Again, I will apologise for any background sound from the fan, but I'm not going to make many apologies for them, to be honest. Connor Cody's at the stadium. I didn't know he was working in this tournament. Or is he another one they've taken along for the spirit, like Tom Heaton? But thank you everyone who stuck with us. It's great to see so many of you in as always. It's been brilliant fun. It's been a better game than yesterday. Maybe still not spectacular. And the big news is that France are still 0-0 with Poland. So if we can get to the hour mark with that, then get Giroud on, get the first goal, and I might be having a good day at the top of the predictor. Steve Coffey, you're a madman. I mean, I don't drink any hot drinks anyway, but you're a madman. It's a bit cooler in here than yesterday, but it's not pleasant yet, I wouldn't say. Connor Cody is very scoused. To be fair, I think he's a good player. I don't know what's happened to him now. Is he going to start Leicester next season? I don't know how long a contract he got. Obviously sitting on the bench, the squad player, but I think they're doing the coaching with him as well. Well, hey, the old sprinkler's gone round and soaked them both. Lovely stuff. That's one of my favourite bits of football. When someone's doing a broadcast and the sprinklers get going. Do you know what also surprised me? Connor Cody, class player. I'm sure we're probably related somewhere. There's not many of those families about, eh? One of the things that's really surprised me from the BBC coverage the last week, I didn't realise how English Thomas Hitzelsberger sounded. He sounds so British. He's barely got a German twang to his accent at all. And I know he came over quite young, but it's amazing how English he sounds. Pouring down in Dumbarton side. Oh my, we're not expecting any for the rest of the week. It's been 28 degrees yesterday, today and tomorrow. I'm very tempted for the evening game tomorrow, the 8 p.m's, just to stick the TV out in the garden, stretch it through the window and just watch it on a lounger out there. Didn't know he went to Leicester. Yeah, he's not been first choice this year. He's been behind Vestergaard and Wout Faes. Oh, I love the escalator. Go on down the escalator, lads. Don't just use them stairs. You're not athletes or anything. Magic, welcome back. Jambo, welcome back. Steve, always pleasant in my house. To be fair, that blast of the aircon which we got out today, 20 minutes and it's kept it cool for an hour. I've got to be fair. One of the best investments we made a couple of years ago. But as you know, the British houses aren't made to deal with hot temperatures. Carl, welcome in. Prediction for Denmark, Serbia. So nervous, can't wait. Can't when we're favourites. Well, Carl, I'm not sure this is going to help your nerves when we're your favourites, but I've gone for Denmark to win 2-0, and I've used it as my double points booster in the predictor app, because I'm so certain you're going to win confidently. So, yeah, I've gone 2-0 Denmark, and I've gone for 2-1 England as well. But that one I think will be closer. I think, I've got to be honest, Carl, Serbia are the poorest team in the group. I know we struggled with them in the end, but we battered them until we scored. They couldn't get the ball of us. And that Slovenia game, they were so lucky with that last-ditch header. Slovenia played them off the park for the most part, but just sat back a bit too much in the latter stages. Sorry, they were magnificent against them. You've got 2-1 Denmark. I actually think, given the resources they've got in attacking areas, Serbia have been one of the poorest teams in the tournament. But then they've not got a great defence either. They've been skinned at left back in every game. And I would fancy you to get a bit of joy down that side of the pitch. Slovenia are a decent side. And let's not forget with Slovenia, just a reminder, by the way, if they hadn't conceded that goal in the last second against Serbia, one, I would have won the ITV picks because I had the first player to be booked. I had the minute for the goal and I had the score. I would have won a fair amount of money from that. But in addition, they would have been through. They'd be through if they'd have won that game. They were 15 seconds away from it. Dyche picks no one over Tarkovsky. Here come Netherlands straight from the kickoff, second half. Work left to Gakpo, cuts inside, 1-1. We're on. 3-1 Netherlands is on. Don't you worry about that. Big goal to start the half, and it's coming exactly the way we spoke about. It broke down from Austria, and the Netherlands on the counter are rapid. They beat the Austria press. It's a brilliant counter-attacking goal. And it's how we predicted it would come. Lovely touch and composure from Gakpo. And you know what? I think that's going to make this second half brilliant. All they did, they caught them in midfield. Brilliant work in there. It's Geertruida, isn't it? He's a man I've got an unnecessary vendetta against because I've got about 6 duplicates of his sticker in the sticker album. That is literally the only reason. But from there, the counter-attack's brilliant. The finish is class. Really good goal. Great start to the half. And we're back on terms. Højlund goal, he needs it. Carl, you'll be pleased to know I've predicted Højlund for first goal. I think against Serbia, his style will work. Got to be fair. Liam's gone for You're the Ref. We'll get that going in a minute. Steve said 1-1. Stop the game now. What did you go for again, Jake, in this game? Because we are in a... Let's not kid anyone. We're in a 2-horse race at the title chasers there. Unless Si gets his 1-1 here. Which I'm pretty sure is what he said he went for. But yeah, Slovenia are a very decent side. I've been impressed with them. 2-1 Austria, Jake. Oh, this is going to be tense. Liam went 3-3. You got the draw at the minute, haven't you? And as it stands, the Netherlands are now top of the group. France are second, Austria are third. It's all change. Into the back post from Austria, free kicks just bounced over the defender. Nomadic's gone 2-2. Quite a few of you with draws, actually. Yeah, Magic, I know you went 2 on Austria as well. Based on Jake's predictions this tournament so far, you'll probably be right. But yeah, Carl, I've gone 2-0 Denmark. I've gone Højlund to score first. I've gone confident. Which I'm not sure if that'll make you more or less nervous. Oh, the Netherlands. That's a clever ball from Verbruggen to beat the press, and they're away again with a 4-on-4. Geertruida this time just couldn't get the touch right. He's almost gone in as that sort of inverted fullback into midfield. It's really working. He's winning the ball back. Malin plays it into the pie. That's a heavy touch. Val turns and scores there. The pie's not really found form in this tournament. Dylan, I've gone for 2-1 to England against Slovenia, but with Slovenia to score first. Eddie Copper America, who am I? Like that. Who am I? I've played with Victor Moses, Romelu Lukaku, Alex Song, Mesut Ozil and Lozano. Immediately I'm thinking Alexis Sanchez. Because he's definitely played with Moses at Inter. Definitely played with Lukaku there as well. Song at Arsenal. Ozil at... Would he have... No, Song at Barcelona. Ozil at Arsenal. I have Liam. I've got the book out. Don't worry. The only one I don't know is Lozano well. And while we're there, let me get to the right page, because we just finished the Arsene Wenger or the refs last night, didn't we? Not Sanchez. Oh. Yeah, the Lozano link was probably pushing it. I tell you what, the Netherlands have come out well second half. I think Geertruida's just in midfield. They've changed shape and he's playing brilliantly in there. He's changing the game. Malin's beating his man again. He's going to win the goal kick. No, he went for the corner. It's the goal kick from the defender. Good work. Ross County looking signed Charlie Telfer. If that's the quality we're after, just relegate us now. Division 1 lower championship player at best. Tell you what, he was a wonder kid in FM back in the day, wasn't he? When he first came through. Eddie, I'll come back to the Who Am I in a minute. Let me read you the You're the Ref scenario. Because these ones relate to Emil Heskey, apparently. Here's the illustration for this page. Let's see them. Let me just check. Oh, I like this one. This is always a controversial one. 1-1 Serbia, 1-0 Slovenia, Liam. That's spoken like a true Scotsman. So here's You're the Ref. We'll read the scenario and you can tell me what you would do if you were the referee. We'll see if Keith agrees. In the last 5 minutes of a major cup tie, the home side score what looks a stunning winner. They celebrate wildly, so you shepherd them upfield into their own half. The away side, meanwhile, are already in position to kick off and shouting at you to blow the whistle. All of the home team are in their own half. Do you wait for the other team to stop celebrating or signal and blow for kickoff? You're the ref. What do you do? So this is an interesting one because my initial reaction would be, well, all the players are back in their own half, so you blow for kickoff. But you've ushered them there whilst they're celebrating, which kind of puts you at fault for them being in that position. So I wonder what you would do in this scenario. Normally teams are smart enough now. They leave one in the opposition half, don't they? Opposition, yeah, exactly, Harvey. Common sense says wait if you've ushered them, but what do you do? Well, Keith's a letter of the law man, isn't he? He's not really a common sense man. Sounds like another common sense one. But how much common sense has Keith got? That's the question. That's basically what we're asking ourselves here. Eddie, I'm really struggling with that. Who am I as well? Lozano's really frying me. One player is on the pitch, then wait. If not, blow. Fair enough. Have to use common sense. Even Keith. Wait for the team to settle as the home team needs to be alert to resume play. Eddie's going letter of the law. Harvey's going letter of the law. You can start the game. This is the question. Okay, let's take this away. Forget you're the ref. What do you do? What is Keith going to say in this answer? Because he is unpredictable, if nothing else, old Keith Hackett. Especially when it comes to threatening to sue people for 9p. For praising their book. And publicising it to a small audience. Into the back post. Header Van Dijk. Deflects over. Great defending to get a nick on that from Verba. Made up for his faux pas in the French game there. I'll give you one more minute before I give you the answer. Nothing surprises you with Keith. Oh, keeper's come. Oh, he's been given a foul from Van Dijk there. It's soft, but you're always going to get that, aren't you? Oh, Eddie, don't give the Scots the feed in. Don't give them the penalty to Rangers 5 they can play on. I'm not sure Van Dijk does anything there, but he's going to say blow the whistle when the ref is ready. Yes, Steve, that wouldn't shock me. I wonder if it's one of those ones where Keith will say, you have a choice here. By the letter of the law, you could start the game. However, it's not advised with all the players not in their half. And just leave it to you and not actually give us an answer. Keith will advise you to play it safe and wait, nomadic. We'll see. Let me see how long the answer is. It's a long paragraph. Oh, God, it is a long paragraph. Liam, stop getting involved with the VAR. You're only stressing yourselves out when you all get on the Rangers penalty bandwagon. Right, here we go. I'm going to give you the answer now. Keith Hackett, the first 4 words are the key ones in the answer. He says, and this is going to surprise a lot of you, signal for kickoff. Oh, if Charlie was in, he would be furious at this point. So here we go. Signal for kickoff. It's their fault for not concentrating. The procedure for restart is this. A. All players must be in their own half of field of play. B. The opponents must be at least 9.5 metres, 10 yards from the ball until it is in play. C. The ball must be stationary on the centre mark to start the game. You start the game, you give a signal, and the ball is in play as soon as it is kicked and moved forwards. If either team deliberately delays the restart, you can caution the offenders. That is not what I was expecting him to say there. So yesterday, he told us to... Let's just reflect on the last 2 You're the Refs we've done here. Yesterday, Keith told us we can allow a bloke on with furry trousers of the same colour because common sense can apply. And today, he said you can signal for the kickoff even though he's ushered people in, which means that common sense isn't going to apply. He's gone completely letter of the law one day and complete common sense over that another day. So, Barry, the question was, a team celebrating a major cup final goal late on. While they're celebrating wildly, the referee is ushering them into their own half, which means all their players are now in their own half of play. The away side are ready to kick off and are asking you to blow the whistle. Do you signal the kick-off or wait for the team to stop celebrating? He's the one who ushered them into their own half. Very interesting from Keith. I mean, we did see this. Did we see it in... There was another game I saw it, a high-profile one, and then the goal was given back. They allowed them to walk it in from the kickoff. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Scott penalty, France. Get Giroud on to take it. Get Giroud on to take the penalty. Whatever you do. Mbappe's going to take it. Oh, get Giroud on for the goal, please. Eddie, let's get back to the order. Sorry, the who am I now? I'll get it pinned to the top of the chat if I can, and I'll put it back in the chat as well. So a reminder of Eddie's Who Am I, a Copa America based one. I've played with Victor Moses, Romelu Lukaku, Alex Song, Mesut Ozil, Irving Lozano. Well, I've lost my first goal scorer now in the predictor app, but if it stays at 1-0, I'll have a perfect score, which would be lovely. France still haven't scored an open play goal. No, it was an own goal, wasn't it, the first game? Set pieces often decide tournaments, though. Let's have a look at this. Just seeing the penalty. Ah, that's cool as you like. Really good pen. Is Wojciech not in goal for Poland? Are they rotating because they've gone out, basically? Although they still could have got through with a win, couldn't they? Long ball forward for Austria. Van Dijk deals with it, but not particularly well. And his recovery run's not great either. I think he thought that was going to be cleared. Geertruida forced wide on the right. And the cutback is in towards Sabitzer. Van Dijk marshalling him, forcing him backwards. Chicharito's an interesting shout. Into the box for Austria, 2-1. Perfect score's gone. And those of you that had 2 on Austria are in for a field day. Jake might well be running away at the top of the table. It's terrible defending from the Netherlands. It started with a poor Van Dijk clearance. It was an opportunity for Geertruida to get rid of it. And even then, it came into the box twice. They were patient, Austria. They worked it in carefully. Harvey couldn't go through with head-to-head. Oh, yeah, because everyone had 3 points. Sorry, yes, they were guaranteed bottom. So I was just thinking they could get more points than the teams in the best place. But I reckon they should change that for the next tournament. I'm going to be controversial. I don't think it should be the best third-place teams. I think it should just be the 4 best records after the top 2. Because then a team in 4th that... Like, a team in 4th could have 4 points tomorrow in Group E. They should deserve to get through over, say, Croatia on 2. It's a really good diving header from Austria. The ball into the box is decent. He's not tight to anyone. Ake's sitting back trying to cover it. I mean, the defensive line, De Vrij, Van Dijk, Geertruida between them, they're all over the shop. It's a good header from Schmid. I think it comes off De Vrij on the way as well. And it's 2 on Austria. I think it was on target, so I'm not sure it'll go down as an own goal, but who knows the way they've gone for this tournament. Let's update the score. They seem to have changed the old rules on target being a goal now after the first game, didn't they? Craig, Van Dijk made the poor initial clearance, then didn't make the recovery run because he banked on Geertruida clearing it, which he didn't. De Vrij was then out of shape. Ake was too narrow and then dropped deeper in, so he wasn't marking Schmid. It was just an absolute calamity all over the place from the Netherlands defensively. I've said this before, I don't think the right 2 centre-halves are starting of the 4 they've got available. Craig, I mean, let's be fair. He's still a very good centre-half. He's overrated in terms of when people go, oh, he's one of the greatest in Premier League history and all of that stuff. But he's very good. But I'm surprised that it's not Van der Ven or De Ligt starting alongside. As Depay switches the play, this game is really opening up now. The group is changing shape again. And Malen on the right is causing trouble. Missed that great chance first half. Scored the own goal. But now, chance to get it in. Tries the Cruyff turn and is pegged back well. And then a frustrated challenge goes in. I'm surprised they've not tried De Ligt in a holding role with De Jong out. I must be honest. Such a silly foul from Malen there. But at least the game's panned out the way we thought. Not in terms of scoreline, but the style. The Pies great everything but finishing, so they play him up top. The problem is, the way they've set up their midfield, I don't know where else he gets in. I think that's the issue. And because they don't have a top centre forward, and Wout Weghorst probably isn't going to be a 90-minute man. It's interesting. I don't know what the answer is there. Group D as it stands now, France are top, Austria second on 6, Netherlands go on to 4 points in third, or stay on 4 points in third. Let's get our fixtures up again, because we're going to be able to start to put these games together, aren't we? Eddie, can we have a clue on there? Who am I as well? Because I am completely stuck. We've had a spell where we can't really turn our head away from what's happening in the game, but we've got a couple of substitutes now. Austria changing it up. Lima's coming on. Querfeld's coming on. It's a good bench, isn't it, to be fair? Big Wout is my type of striker. Me too. I think he's a class striker. So, second in Group D, which at the moment is Austria, will be playing second in Group E tomorrow. So that game, if that ends up being Austria v someone such as... Well, it could be Belgium, Ukraine, Romania, or Slovakia. That'll be a great watch-along for the early game on Monday. So I'm banking on that at the moment. The team who finishes top of Group D that we're watching now will play the second team in Group F, whoever finishes behind Portugal now. That'll be a fun game. But France would be heavy favourites. And then the third place team is either going to play the winner of Group E tomorrow, which could be Belgium, could be Romania, could be Slovakia, etc. Or they could face Spain, or the winner of Group C, which is England's group. So if the Netherlands finish third in this group, they could play England in the last 16, which is one hell of a tie, isn't it? And that would be on Sunday afternoon. It's going to be interesting. Eddie... There's no Arsenal or Chelsea link. Wow, that's an interesting one. Grilic coming off, that surprises me. He's been brilliant, was involved in that goal as well. And a reminder as well, if you are watching on YouTube, it's the last 2 days with the multi-stream trial. So you'll need to pop over to Twitch after that to join in with the live streams again. I've really appreciated everyone who's got involved in it. So the the link with Lukaku is not going to be Chelsea. Could be United, though. And then Ozil's song is not Arsenal. So it's either going to be Barca Madrid or Barca and... Well, Ozil could be plenty of clubs as well, couldn't it? Could it be a Wolfsburg link? Did Lozano play for Wolfsburg? Or am I don't know where else he's been in his career. Cuadrado's ruled out by the Chelsea link though, isn't it? No Chelsea link. It's a really tough one. We've got subs for the Netherlands now as well. Nathan Ake's coming off. He does not look a happy man. Mickey van der Ven is on. PSV and Napoli Lozano. Right. Napoli's the link then. I was thinking Juve. I'm trying to think Napoli with either Real Madrid or Barca. Maybe Wolfsburg. This is a tough one, Eddie. Koeman's more clueless than Southgate. I feel for him because he would have banked on De Jong being in there and he doesn't know how to work around him not being available. I'm really unsure about this. There's a youth link somewhere. Well, you'd be at fault if that's the case. Oh, Song played for West Ham as well, didn't he? There's a thought. I think we need another clue, Eddie. I'm stumped. Oh, Zarate's a great shout, Jambo. I'm not sure it'll be right, but it's a good shout. It's a name you plucked out of nowhere, that. Zaza. Who's the other Daniel in the predictor? I'm not sure, actually. I think it might be... Oh, I think it might be from the podcast channel, Jake. There's a regular in the predictor called Daniel Simmons who plays in the championship one every week. I'm pretty sure it might be him. And he's normally pretty good on the championship predictions as well, which would explain why he's near the top. No La Liga link. Right, so Ozil based on that has got to be Wolfsburg or Turkey. Oh, or Turkish football, sorry. There's got to be Italian football links. But then Alex Song is throwing me. Because if Alex Song isn't an Arsenal link, and it isn't a Barcelona link, then the only other club I can think of him at is West Ham. But I bet he's played all over the shop, hasn't he? Didn't he go? Wasn't he one of the ones that went out to like Russia or something as well? And you get loads of South American players in the Russian league. Oh, that's going to stump me. Oh, Enner Valencia's a good shout. What a player. He popped up a couple of weeks ago as a Who Am I answer, and I didn't get him then either. That's an inspired shout, because you've got the Turkish link. Yeah, well done, Jambo. Sorry, Nomadic. Well done, Nomadic. Well done, Jambo, for working out the Turkish link. Song and Moses, West Ham. Do you know what? I had wiped Moses, West Ham. I'd wiped it from my mind. Lukaku, Everton, Ozil, Fenerbahce, Lozano at Pachuca. I wouldn't have got that in a million years. He was a really good player. I know it didn't work out for him in English football too much, but I really like him as a footballer. And he was brilliant in the World Cup, wasn't he? Inspired in that tournament. Right, we've only got 20 odd minutes to go. The game is flying by, isn't it? What we'll do... No, I wouldn't have known that either. Mallon's winning free kicks. He's caused chaos today, but he's missed a great chance. He's scored an own goal. It's just not been his day. What we will do, as we're 20 to go, and we only need 11 more, we're going to get our free sticker pack out for the stream and hope that we can edge into the final 10. I just need to stretch over and get the book. Putting it almost out of reach was not the cleverest idea. Mallon's been fouled again. This is getting silly now. I can understand why Koeman's not happy with that. Have you seen what West Ham want 150 million for Bowen? Didn't he sign a really, really long deal? I mean, they won't get that. They're saying that to provoke, but they'll meet somewhere in the middle. You've got to say, though, on the modern day, Barry. I mean, you look at the English wingers that have gone in recent years. Grealish went for 100 million, having done well at a club lower down the table and getting into the England squad. I would be surprised if they didn't get the best part of 100 million for him if someone wanted him. Where's Big Denzel? Absolutely. I'm trying to work out what's gone wrong there. He's been down for a while. Yeah, but Elise was a release clause, wasn't it, Barry? That's a completely different situation. That was a release clause. Same as like saying Haaland was 50 because it was a release clause. So I think you'll get a lot more for others. If Bowen's not got a release clause and he's got 5 or 6 years on his deal, West Ham can ask what they want essentially, can't they? I mean, they're going to need to take the money eventually because they're going to have to pay off Lopetegui in about 6 months. Yeah, you've got the reliability with Bowen. I don't want to jinx the lad, but he very rarely misses a game of football. And he's obviously got that right personality working up from the lower leagues. I remember one of the first memories I have watching FM content on YouTube. He appeared in a Loki video. Loki had him at Accrington and just said, will you come on and do a little video for me? And he did it. Like, he's got that sort of personality. He's not too big for his boots. I think if you could get him for 70, 80 million, I think in today's market, it's not a terrible deal for a lot of clubs. Harvey, don't say that. I hope not. It's a shame, Barry, but then I look at it the other way. And we've had it the same this summer with Barkley going for like 5 million after a brilliant season. You have to bear in mind that for clubs of that slightly lower stature, the way you get those players is by making deals like you can be released if you get relegated, you can be released if you're not in Europe, you can do these, you can be released to clubs that are in the Champions League. That's the way we've seen it in FM as well. That's the way we can get those sorts of players into our sorts of clubs, unfortunately. That's always going to be the reality, especially with big modern agents in the world sniffing up all the young players. No worries, Jambo. How much better is Austria today? Austria have been good all tournament, to be fair. They've been impressive tonight. They've still looked vulnerable to the counter-attack. We saw that from the goal, from the Malin chance. But generally, their pressing intensity will cause trouble for teams, but it will stagnate as the tournament goes on eventually. But Ranić's done a decent job here. Depay's had a strange game. He's had moments of very good play, and he's had disappointment at times. But in Big Vount, we trust now, eh? Oh, long range shot. Keeper got caught out of position, but no trouble. Let's get this open, shall we? We've not got too long. This game's been really good in the second half, though. For Austria in that group, it would already be a success to get through. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But I think if they could be competitive in the 16 or maybe get to the 8s, then potentially, yeah. Yeah, but Barry, you've got to be fair. There is no club in... I would say there's no club in football at the moment who are better than Brighton at managing that business side of things. And let's be fair, they were just lucky it was Chelsea. Chelsea have taken a couple of staff from Brighton after Potter, and they just went for the safe options. And I think you're seeing at Brighton, there's far more to the operation than one or two people. And they've done that with multiple deals, getting the money for Cucurella, who's starting to look that player again now. But the Caicedo deal, I mean, the fact Liverpool wanted to play that as well, it's incredible business. They're not a team I think many in the world can compare to on that front. Well, both France and the Netherlands are strong. Yeah, I agree with that, Tommy. But I think all three would have fancied to beat Poland and get out of the group on that basis. But their performances against France and the Netherlands so far will definitely give them confidence. And then it's luck of the draw in the next round. And imagine if England win the group and get Netherlands from third place. That'd be a bit of a stinker, wouldn't it? Through ball from Austria. Van Dijk's there. Gets it back to Verbruggen. Brighton has the advantage of being in the Premier League. No, but so have Palace, so have West Ham, so have all of those. They're an exceptionally run club. There's a difference between Brighton and away. Probably 17 or 18 of the Premier League clubs run. But yeah, even with McAllister, they had to do a deal with a release clause. Absolutely. And that's the thing. There's always going to be players say, well, we'll keep a World Cup winner, but we're going to have to agree to sell you for that. And even them, they got the benefit with McAllister of having an Argentine World Cup winner for 6 months who played a crucial role in the goals and probably would have made deals commercially out of it. So there are benefits on two sides too. Gave me Angulo vibes. If they play in another league, they couldn't charge as much. No, but there are other clubs in the Premier League that don't do the business as well as Depay's in, and he scores. But the flag's up. The flag's up. He was already wheeling away. What's it for? Is it for handball? Because he's pointing it, it's hit him on the thigh. I think it's been given... Yeah, it's been given for handball. Van Dijk looks gobsmacked. No, it's not offside. It's a handball he's given. So Gakpo in from the left-hand side. Out wins the header. It's Depay. It's nowhere near his hand, is it? It's hit him on the chest. This goal's going to stand. No. He's disallowed it for handball. That's a shocking bit of refereeing. Well, not so much the referee because he's blindsided, but the linesman. It's hit him straight on the chest. I mean, it'll be cleared up with the Snicko thing very quickly. It's nowhere near his hands. I mean, let's be honest. This is what VAR's for. The absolute stinker. Do you know what? I'm just going to put the goal in now. It's going to be 2-2. It's going to be 2-2. I don't know why this is taking longer. Depay looks disgusted. He's trying to say to the ref, how have you even disallowed that to start with? I don't know why this is taking a long time. It's very clearly hit his chest. Very clearly not hit his hand. And these calls were getting sorted in 10, 20 seconds at the start of the tournament. I don't know why it's taking so long now. What's going on? Let's have a look. It's gone nowhere near his hand at any point. I don't get the delay. You need one replay to know it. He's going to the screen now. Is he? No. He's going to the screen. Why do you need to go to the screen? It's very clearly not a handball. Forgive me for being confused here and not having a commentary on. Ah, right. So he's gone to the screen because they're suggesting it. Is it a foul from Weghorst? It's not handball. He's not needed to be sent to the screen to be saying it's not handball. I mean, look, the positive is we've got to the right decision, Magic. We've got to the right decision. The goal's awarded. It's 2-2. Why did he need to go to the screen to see if it was handball or not when it's a factual error that is not handball? The only thing I can think they were checking was that Weghorst had maybe committed a foul and they were asking the referee to check that. But then they didn't even show the clip back from that far. I mean, we've got to the right call. That's the main thing. It's 2-2. We're there. And he's happy. Check out Tin Angulo. Let's have a look. Val, absolute chaos in the box again. Brilliant. 2-2 Magic. We're back on. Netherlands could still score 3 in this game. They've ruined it for Jake as well, which is important. We're in that battle at the top. No, it's not near his hand. Poland penalty, Harvey. Oh. No idea why we're sent to the screen. Completely agree. Oh dear, yeah, that is some story, isn't it, Eddie? 15 days after signing. What happened to him after that? I presume he just got released on him. He wouldn't have had to pay anything. Because he would have been liable contractually. Penalty missed. Is it Lewandowski as well? Must have been Big Bobby. And that keeps it 1-0 Poland's. 1-0 France, which keeps me with a perfect score. Fingers crossed it stays there. Netherlands breaking away down the left. I opened this sticker pack 6 minutes ago. We've not had a chance to do anything yet. It's a Netherlands corner. Let's get one in before it's taken. Right. First one up is France 9, which is Mohamed Simakan. I'm pretty sure we've got all of France now. So let me just double check. We have. We've got the whole of France. There we go. No success from the first one. Depay is on corner duty. Weghorst trying to be a menace in the middle. Here's the corner. Back post. Keeper comes. Does well. Really good. Was Lewandowski, yeah. We'll stay there at 1-0. Get me a Netherlands third goal. And I'm the big winner out of this one. Second in the pack. A team we'll be seeing tonight. Serbia, number 7. Austria breaking away down the left now. Milos Veljkovic of Serbia. Oh, it's a great ball. Austria in. Got to score. He does score. Sabitzer puts it in. It's terrible defending again. Sabitzer just peeled off between right back and centre half. They're so bad at the back. I tell you what. We're back to playing Netherlands now if we win the group. What? Lewandowski scored the pen? So has it been retaken or something? Penalty retake. Oh, they're just trying to cane me out of this. It's 3-2 to Austria. It's a great run from Sabitzer. I'll give you that. Oh, it's Van Dijk again. He's 5 yards behind the offside line. It's 5 yards behind. That's appalling. Oh, my word. I can't defend him there. I cannot defend him. He's 5 yards behind the rest of the line. He's played Sabitzer onside. This is crazy. This is the game we were expecting. I told you we were looking forward to this one. It was going to be better than yesterday. It's gone in off the inside of the post, the replay penalty. That's a good finish, Sabitzer. It's a brilliant run. But why is Van Dijk 5 yards behind the offside line? I don't understand that. Just watching the Lewandowski replay. Bold to go for the same run up, but it went in. So now, no, Netherlands are back in third. So it would still be Netherlands if we win the group. But France are down to seconds, which means they play second place in group. I can't even remember what the stats were now. Was it second place in Group E against second in Group D? I'm sure it was. Need to get it back up. Oh, it's bonkers, this. That's schoolboy stuff, Steve. Yeah, Van Dijk's, you can't defend him for that. Really, really poor. We knew this group would be chaos and we're not disappointed. And we knew this game would be a thriller. It took a while to ignite, but this second half's been great. Austria working in again. Oh, that's magic. I think he's offside. It's in. If not, oh, the offside flag's up. What a shame. The little back heel. The finish is glorious. It's brilliant football. But it is offside. Exactly. France were the outright favourites and they've been atrocious. Let's just see if this is off. Detroit's back. Yeah, he's a yard off. It's lovely football, but it's not going to count. Hey, this is a bonkers game. What's happened to the Dutch defence? It's so disjointed. Both the second and the third goal, their offside line has been all over the place. And they nearly got done there as well. Whilst they did get the offside eventually, the four weren't in a line. There's 2 or 3 yards between them again. Yeah, I'm not sure I've broken set that in either. That defending's appalling. Yeah, terrible defending, poor goalkeeping. Sunday League stuff, Sean. Absolutely. Welcome in. Oh, this is a crazy game. Hopefully I've not missed anything in the chat. Marcel Sabitzer, though. Lovely finish. Now they're in the Netherlands. Gakpo tries to dink it in with the outside of the foot. It's just over. Absolute carnage at the moment. 3-3's on. Liam, I tell you what, you're not far away, are you? Jambo's got the who am I. And let me just see if I've got this blooming Serbia sticker. I've been waiting ages to look. We'll come to the rest of it in a minute. Serbia 7. We're in luck. It's not a dud. We're down to 10 to go. Serbia 7 is one of the 3 we need for them. And Austria are breaking away again from midfield. Chance to get a shot in. Van Dijk's missed the clearance. God, he's all over the place. Van Dijk, the last 20 minutes, has been all over the shop. But Xavi Simons has broken away. He's steamed past 3 players. Weghorst making a run on the right. It's breathless stuff. What a game of football. This game is turning into Turkey-Georgia. It's great. Right, Jambo, who am I? Get him off, Steve. I would. I mean, you've got Delig sitting on the bench. What must he be thinking? Do you know what? I'll say this now. As an England fan, looking at who could finish third in this group if we are to win ours and potentially could come up against them, I'd rather play the Netherlands than Austria. Yeah, I don't think we needed the replay of that offside. It was pretty clear. By Wenger's rules, it's on. Who am I? I played with Diego Costa, Arturo Vidal, Ekelin Mangala, Josh King and Cohen Bastiles. That's an interesting shout. A few mid-2010s legends there. Sarabi is an interesting shout. Just what carnage. Right, next up. England 16. I know we've got this one. Hey, Jude. You're going in the doubles pile. We've definitely got him. Let's go across then. The next team in the book. Oh, free header in the box. Diving from Weghorst just over. You can't look away for a minute. Let's get him up. We've got that whole page for England. There's Jude. Just there. The only one I'm missing now is what I presume is Trippier. Give a clue in a couple of minutes. I tell you what, can't take your eyes off the football for now. So yeah, runner-up of this group plays the runner-up of Group E that we'll be watching the conclusion of tomorrow. If Ukraine-Belgium's anything like this game, we're in for a treat. Great game of football, honestly. Nomadic, it's going to be one of those with the threshold in this tournament that it's not clear and obvious enough to do. Right, next up in the pack, we have got Switzerland 11, which is Mikel Abischer. Probably a horrible pronunciation. Let's get over to Switzerland. Oh, I tell you what. We've only gone and got 2 in the pack. There's Switzerland 11. Leaves us with just 1 more for them after. We need 9. Maybe by the end of tomorrow, we'll be able to send off for the final 50. We need 9 more before we get to it. 59 to go in the book. 2 more to go in this pack. We can't get more than 2, surely. Spain 5. Cesar Azpilicueta. Dave, as he's known. Let's see if we can find him. Spain are the next team in the book, aren't they? Unfortunately, it's the goalkeeper we need, not him. Cesar, you can see him just there. Already there. 2 in the pack's not bad, though, as we go to the shiny. And it's from the same team, in fact. It's España 2. Captain Alvaro Morata. And as we saw on that page as well, we've got all of the foil stickers for Spain. 2 out of 6, though. Not bad. 9 to go before we can send off. Yeah, Liam, I mean, on the balance of probabilities, you would say a pen, but it's not going to get overturned. Well, I'm back in the middle there by, I think, Wijnaldum. Out to the left for the Netherlands. We're finally remembering the width. Gakpo tries to play a 1-2, but it's been nicked. Jumbo resigned from Netherlands because we couldn't defend. Well, now you know why. James Rodriguez, interesting shout. Let me have a real go at this. Who am I now? It's a tricky one, isn't it? I'm trying to work out the links there. And it's not going very well, if I'm being honest with you. Yep, Stan Magic. What a defender he was. I think there's a couple that are a little bit too modern for that. Even for him with Josh King, that'd be a little bit too early. Austria are great fun to watch, Nud. Brilliant performances. But as AA said a bit earlier, the Dutch defence are really contributing to this one. Big switcher play out to the right, though. It's so open. Liam might be on for 3-3 here. Cross to the box. Depay's up. Down towards Weghorst and Gakpo. Crucial footing by the defender. And now Austria are away. I'm not sure they want it to be this open, but they only know one way to play by the looks of it. And they're away down the right-hand side. Really composed play, that. Really good stuff. How long left, Sean? We're in the 90th minute. We've got 30 seconds plus stoppage time. You reckon it's an Everton link with King and Mangala? That's a good shout, actually. Then would... I don't know where the other link would be. Costa, you may assume, would be Chelsea or Atletico. The problem with someone like Vidal, he's great for these who am I's because he's played for like 5 or 6 top European clubs, hasn't he? Could be United youth team, nomadic. Yeah, don't rule that out. If we're saying Everton, I'm trying to think if there's any other clubs that Costa played for that Vidal was at, but I don't think there is. And then Casteels throws a bit of a spanner in the works as well, doesn't he? But could it then be a Belgian? Austria away down the right. They're slowing the game down now. This is the right approach. Keeping the ball, forcing the Netherlands back. Really composed play on the turn again. But then the pass is over hit out wide. There's no Everton link. Jambo, I really hate you sometimes. It's a great who am I, but it's not helping us there. Liam's getting excited about something. Ross County 2-0 up there. There's Roddy McGregor. Scott, it's never too early to time waste. Ollie McBurney. Chaos in Europe, eh? Pneumatic Nate. Oh, Nainggolan's a really good shout. You predicted 2-1 Netherlands, 3-2 Austria. I'm good at this prediction, Lark. Hey, we've all been poor in this tournament. I don't think any of us had 3-2 Austria, did we? Liam's 1 goal away with the 3-0. A few of you had 2-1 Austria. I'm just surprised how bad that Netherlands offside line's been. And it's been Van Dijk, the skipper, who should have been leading it. Val Weghorst holds it up well, though, for Geertruida. Out wide to the right for Simons. Ball back towards the edge. He's claiming handball. Never in a million years. But then they gave a penalty. They disallowed the Depay goal at first, didn't they? Ball into the back post. Palmed away by the keeper. Out to Gakpo, left side of the box. Looks for the run. It's a good run from Van der Ven. Across the box. Good goalkeeping. Corner kick. There's no Bayern link. So it's either a German international or... But then that would have been the only Bayern link anyway, wouldn't it? For Vidal. So it could still be one of the others. There's an Austria player down with cramp. That's going to be down to 10 for the corner. Just seeing what caused that there. Oh, he slipped a little bit going into the challenge with Van der Ven. Promoted to League 2 in FC Pro. Well done, Liam. I haven't played it today and yesterday. I made sure I got my work done this time. Can I just say again, thank you for coming along in such numbers. It's been brilliant to have you all here. We're halfway through 6 added minutes, but a minute and a half of that, the defender's been on the deck. So I'd say we've still got 4.5 minutes to go here. Great to see so many of you in. And a reminder, we're back at the same time tomorrow to finish the group stages. And then on Thursday night, I'll publish the plan for the last 16 once we know all the ties. But I've really loved it. So thank you all for coming along. Porto down to 10 men, Scott. Doesn't mean much, does it? Just stay balanced. Don't go aggressive. Barry's making sure he doesn't go off there. He's been given a yellow card for not going off now, Barry. So you're absolutely right. Cut on his knee. He was making sure there was going to be nothing beyond the 32nd. To get his leg strap so he could come back on. Ball chip to the back post. Depay on the volley. No, takes a touch. Shots blocked by the chest of the defender. Great play. Posh has had a good game, to be fair. Gallagher, the only change. I'm not surprised by that. There is a Bayern link, Jambo. Right, sorry. Clue 3, yes or no question. I bet Diego Costa's a Brazil link. I know how Jambo works. There's no chance it's a Spain one. Diego Costa will be a Brazil link. Oh, based on that, if I'm saying it's then got to be Brazilian, what about Ramirez? He played at a few big clubs. Would have played with some of them. I'm going to say Ramirez. Harvey, you've jogged me into a bit of action there. Ah, boo. I want that yes, no question, no Jambo. Brazilian international link for Costa. It says 30 seconds to go, but I think we've got a couple of minutes to go yet. So let's not get too worried because that player was down for a while. Long ball forward. Weghorst can't quite keep it in. He's thrown everything at it. Is it a footballer? Great question, Sean. In FM24, if you're looking creative midfielder for a League 2 team, check out Charlie Ruff from Chelmsford City in the National League South. Gonna have a little look at him, see what he's like. I don't often miss non-league talents. I had planned that for a video this season. I didn't get round to it in the end. I might still do one in the summer. Like non-league players that can make the step up to the Football League. Brazil under 17 link is my guess. I think he did play for the senior team, or certainly at least in the 21s, didn't he? As Verbruggen puts a big ball forward. We need to get it in a minute. Van Dijk's gone up front. Oh, the defender's gone to sleep. Gakpo's there, but his first touch evades him. And it's been nicked off him. I've just said Posh had a brilliant game. He fell asleep there completely. Neymar's a good shout. It's back to the keeper again. The Austria manager, Ranić, he's asking for the sign, but there's going to be another minute. Because the defender was down for ages there. It Querfeld, wasn't it? It's just gone up and won the header there. It's hoofed from Austria. There's no composure now. But they get it away down the right. Sabitzer's onside because he was in his own half. And he's going to slow this right down. Van der Ven's going to have to commit. Clever football. Ball down the line. Lovely play. And the final whistle does eventually go. Austria are through in the top two. They've won the group. France have drawn 1-1. Austria have won the group. Ralf Rangnick, what a masterclass. Oh no, the full-time whistle hasn't gone. Let me correct it. The full-time whistle hasn't gone in the France game, has it? I'm waiting. Yes, it has now. Full-time. Austria win the group. France finish second. Netherlands third. All three are through. Barry, have a good one. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah, Barry did the same as me. Posh looks great. Diego Costa is Brazilian. Oh, my. Incredible stuff, Gunnar, absolutely. I knew it would be that one. Austria scoring really only 2 shots at the half. Cracking stuff. He played for like 3 clubs in Brazil. I bet it'll be a Brazil senior link. Because it was that big drama before the World Cup in 2014, wasn't it? I'm trying to think who else it would have been in that team. That might have played with all of them. Oh, Gustavo's a great shout because he would have played in Germany as well. So that would put the Castiles link in. What odds would you have put Austria on head in this group? Not many. He's done a wonderful job, Ranić. I can't work out who else that would be. Oh, Oscar. What about Oscar? He played in a few places. Might have linked up with 1 or 2 in China or something like that. Not Oscar. Not either of the centre-halves, is it? Not Thiago Silva or... Can't be Luiz. He hasn't played for enough of the clubs. Jambo, I need another clue. Because we're going to be here all night otherwise. I don't know where to go. Didn't get Koeman's team selection today. Moving the right back into midfield help. There was no Frimpong or Dumfries to push up. Yeah, he didn't then replace him on the right, which was strange. And that's where the goal came from in the end, wasn't it? I don't know what to ask, Jambo. You've said no Everton link. So Josh King. I'm trying to think where else Josh King has been. Because he was at Bournemouth, where he obviously did well. He was at Everton, but then you said no link. United Youth link, possibly. Where else did he play? I don't know. Not a United Youth link. But then I won't know most of his other career moves, so... This is going to leave me in the dark. King played for Gladbach. Blimey. Oh, Dante's a very good shout. Yeah, that's a really good call. That might be the answer, Bergie. Great call if it is. What I love about Austrian Ranić is that he didn't change. Fullbacks pushed up to the end. Yeah, he kept with his style, didn't he? And it's worked. Ah, well done. Well done, Bergie. You finished it off with a brilliant Who Am I guess. Diego Costa with Brazil. Vidal with Bayern. Mangala standardly age. Bloody hell. King with Gladbach. Casteels with Wolfsburg. Well done, Bergie. What a way to finish. What a game. After yesterday's disappointment, that was a proper way to go out in style. We are back tomorrow at 5 p.m. or the early kickoff time if you're elsewhere to watch Ukraine v Belgium in the Group E, where everyone is level on 3 points. It's going to be a cracking finish. I hope you can come and join me for the football chat again. I've absolutely loved it. If you're on Twitch now, we're going to go and find somebody to raid. If you're on YouTube, I'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. And make sure you come and check out the Southend United video if you haven't yet over there. Let's see if anyone that we're following is live. I don't think they are. I'm going to need to start following some people so I've got more to go over to. Is anyone else playing in English? There's no one playing in blooming English at the minute. There's someone called Caligo playing. It says, let's get our season back on track. Network save. We're going to go over there. I had Wikipedia, which is a bit of a cheek, so I wouldn't have known King played for Gladbach. I think that's all right. You can get away with that. I've no idea what this stream's like, but we'll go over and say hello, give it a go. Hopefully you enjoy it. I'm off to make my HelloFresh burger and chips and get ready for the England game. Good luck to them. Hopefully they do well and Conor Gallagher shuts everyone up. But for now, have a good evening. I'll see you again tomorrow. Same time, same place, and hopefully for just as good a game. See you then.